What's up guys, it's me, Mr. Bradley, and today we're learning about Egyptian temples.
Want to rule like a pharaoh? Then jump in. We're heading 4,000 years back to ancient Egypt to explore one of the largest temples ever built. In part 4 of our How to Be a Pharaoh series, we're exploring 3 sacred temples, decoding hieroglyphic stories, and building our own 3D mega temple. So, what's the deal with temples? They were not just pretty buildings, they were literal homes for the gods. And so many people came there to worship the gods, give offerings to the gods, or even watch rituals that were performed by priests.
Coming to the temple in ancient Egyptian time, it's a little bit complicated. You cannot come in with your hand empty. You should come and bring a gift. And this gift, it's a salary for the priest. Remember, the priest owns a language, talking to the god. So you have a dream, you cannot communicate with the God, he won't understand you. So you need a priest to pray instead of you. So you will give offering depend of your dream. Started by a jar full of the water of the Nile, to the milk, to the honey, to the chemics and perfume and oil, they are the expensive one. And the sacrifices, anything can be sacrificed, anything, except a human being and fish.
People believe the gods literally lived there inside the statues of the temples, and priests were basically just their little housekeepers who cleaned them with oil, fed them by giving offerings of food, and even woke them up in the morning. Talk about high maintenance.
People living in the temples, they have the impression that the statue, they looking and they watching them at night, okay? So they've been terrified that promises he will come really alive, kind of a curse. So they cut all his head statues all around.
Temples were also massive community hubs where people gathered, festivals were held here, and important decisions were also made in the temples.
The visitor of the whole Egypt can come inside of the temple once every year in April. And this was a big celebration that the Egyptians from all over Egypt come to attend on a dance and music carnival.
Now let's learn about the main parts of ancient Egyptian temples. Pylons. The pylons were the massive gateway at the front of the temple, symbolizing the horizon where the sun rises. They protected Ma'at, order and balance, within the temple from the chaos of the outside world. Sometimes large and intimidating statues of the pharaoh were placed outside to guard the entrance and show his divine power. Courtyards. Courtyards were open-air spaces where ordinary people could make offerings or attend festivals and processions that were for the public. Think of it as Egypt's ancient concert area, but instead of Lady Gaga, the headliner was always Amun-Ra. The Hypostyle Hall. The Hypostyle Hall literally translates to the hall supported by columns, which was well named as it was literally a giant stone forest inside the temple. The columns symbolized the papyrus plant, the lotus flower that grew from the primeval swamp of creation, where they believed the sun god Ra first emerged from the watery chaos of noon, and with him life and Egypt itself. The inner sanctuary, Holy of Holies. Deep inside the temple was the inner sanctuary,
Holy of the Holies,
the most sacred place where the priests performed daily rituals to the gods and nobody else was allowed into. Basically the VIP lounge of the gods and priests, and trust me, your name's not on the list, honey.
Here, no one can come except the high priest. It was the sacrifices, the knife sign, it's still here. They decorated the roof with the stars.
Statues and obelisks. Statues were built to honour the gods and pharaohs, while the obelisks acted as sunbeams in stone dedicated to Ra. But they were mostly built by pharaohs to show off how important they were, especially statues of themselves.
Do you know who I am?
No, I can't say that I do.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
And all the statues, he's very handsome. have the muscles and have the stomach, you know, the forms that everyone looking for doing today. But you could see the statue is perfect with the legs, with the toes. The toes have the muscles and have the stomach. With the legs, with the toes, with the legs, with the toes, have the muscles, have the stomach. And with his lovely, beautiful wife, Ramesses.
Reliefs and hieroglyphs. Walls were covered in colourful carvings showing battles, offerings, and worship of the gods.
Holding the knife, and he's going to kill this gazelle.
Yeah.
So he bring it alive, and it's not resist. It's very calm. Look.
Yeah.
She's sitting and she's waiting her head to be cut, as is happy to be offered to the god Amun himself.
The Avenue of Sphinxes. The Avenue of Sphinxes was a long road of statues with the body of a lion and the head of a person, a ram, or a god that linked the temples together for religious parades and processions.
Hair in a holy pot or sacred bark, and the slaves they carry hair all the way
from Luxor. Oh my god.
The Sacred Lake. The Sacred Lake was inside the temple grounds and used by the priests for purification rituals. So basically the holy hot tub of ancient Egypt minus the bubbles. Now that you've learned about ancient Egyptian temples and priests, why not download our activities that go along with this lesson, or build your own temple with the features you've learned about. You can find the activity video of how to do this and more on our website.
And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a royal challenge. See you next time, Pharaohs!